Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. This is episode 358, as well as day 358 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this yearly time frame and to run two major races as well within this time frame. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race out in Middleville, Michigan on day 156 of my journey. Was able to run that 31-mile race within 7 hours, 15 minutes, 22 seconds, which was a personal record for me. The next race that came up within this yearly time frame was the Detroit Free Press Marathon. That was on day 290 of my journey. And I ran that 26.2 mile race within 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds, which was as well a personal record for me. Was very excited about both of those times in both those races. And was able to not only run those races, but keep the streak alive after running both of those long mile races. So we're sitting here on day 358, 7 days away from closing out this year. So for the day today, let's break down the miles for the day, the week, the month, and the year. So for the day today, day 358, got out there and put in 3.5 miles for the day today. For Christmas Eve, by the way, it is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas Eve. That put me at, that 3.5 miles for the day put me at 16.6 miles for the week. That 16.6 miles for the week so far has put me at 83.4 miles for the month. And that 83.4 miles for the month has set me at 1,658.8 miles for the year. So we're 158.8 miles over that yearly goal of 1,500 miles. So we have surpassed that. We have completed both of the major races that I've challenged myself to this year. Now we just have to close the year out with these last 7 days of running. Not to mention, I have also challenged myself to run a half marathon every month. I still got to do one this month, which I plan on doing here the day after Christmas. Other than that, really, that's pretty much it for the yearly miles. Again, we're the 1,500 mile yearly goal has been surpassed by 158.8 so far. We'll see where we end up with 1 week left to try to finish off strong. So, let's focus in though again quickly on these monthly miles of 83.4. And I want to do so because every single month I challenge myself to run a 100-mile challenge in which I run 100 miles, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for throughout that month. For the first 11 months of the year, raise money for 11 great charities. Now we're here within the 12th month, the month of December, and we're raising money for yet another great charity. The charity being St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you would like to donate to this month's charity, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story or the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story or my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, you click on the link, it'll open up the actual page where you're able to make your donations. keep in mind that all donations that get made to this fundraiser go directly to this fundraiser and cause. Facebook is not taking any percentage or portion of your donation, even though they are the middleman within this transaction. They've made the agreement not to take any portion. So every 100% of your donation goes directly to St. Jude's for this month's 100-mile challenge. Though I do know times are tough and not everyone can afford to donate right now, and if that is the case, the next best thing you could do is you can click on that share button and help raise awareness for this cause throughout this month of December. You can do so by just getting as many eyes on it as possible, by putting it on your page or even in your stories. So click on that share button. Even if you've made your donations, it helps out a lot to as well. Click on that share button even after making donations. But if you can't afford to make donations, clicking on that share button is just as good. So get your donations in and click on that share button for St. Jude's Children's Hospital 100-mile challenge for December. Other than that, let's get ready to get into today's actual episode. But as before, and as always, right before is what I meant to say. Let's go over today's word of the day by Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Maybe. Today's word of the day for December 24th, 2021 is adventitious. Adventitious means coming from another source, and it is used in formal writing. In botany, it means arising or occurring sporadically in other than the usual location. Adventitious. Adventitious is today's word of the day for December 24th, 2021. Now, let's get into today's actual episode 358. We're going to keep it a little bit shorter, but for today's episode, today's theme, in honor of being Christmas Eve, and in honor of the big man out there up in the sky right now, today's theme is deliver. And if you were clueless on what I meant by the big man in the sky and being Christmas Eve, I'll talk about Santa being out there and delivering, because it is the night he is out there delivering to the whole world and making sure they all get their presents, as we all know. But I want to talk about it on the sense of just delivering in general, because for a long time, I was one who never followed through and, never delivered always on what they said or what they planned on doing or what they intended to do or what they wanted to do or tried to do. I could tell you so many times in my life where, I just gave up and didn't really follow through and didn't deliver with, even a lot of stuff that I told myself. And it coming up as well, it being Christmas Eve and talking about deliver, but it coming up to being close to New Year's. We're going to start a new year here going into 2022. And that is a prime example of something that I think a lot of people and a lot of us do as we go into a new year. And we make these New Year resolutions for ourselves that we never, we never deliver on. We have good intentions with them, but a lot of us never follow through. That's a prime example, but there's so many other examples within my own life, where I just never delivered. And this past year, and I could say it started in 2022. It's when I really wanted to take my um, start trying to take my life more seriously overall, and start running. But 2020 is when I was not 2022, but I meant 2020 as well. That's when I really started my running and trying to turn my life around. And a good portion of that, I can say was very successful, but there was its stints where life hit and things happened where it just didn't work out as great, and I wasn't always able to deliver on things that I told myself I was going to. And even this year, I haven't been perfect. Um, you know, there's been many things that I've told myself I wanted to really try to get done, and I kind of just fell behind on and just fell to the wayside in general. One of those being reading a lot more. I told myself I was going to do a lot of that, and I just never delivered on that. I never followed through with reading. And it's something I kind of beat myself up over, especially this last month, kind of looking at it and saying, wow, the whole year's gone by, and I told myself I was going to read more, and I haven't even read one complete book. I have started 2 books. One of them I got pretty far into. The other one I got, chapter 2 into, but never really finished, never delivered on that. And, I do have 7 days left to try to finish one, I guess, but I don't really have enough time, and that's just something that's kind of, beat me up, and it's something that I want to improve on. But again, there has been so much that I have been able to deliver on, that I have set for myself, especially this year in 2021. And now we are so close to the year being over and to me being able to say that I've delivered on it and that I've done everything that I gave it all. I gave it all on the line this year, and it's crazy to think, and to really go out there and deliver, in no matter how I felt, no matter how crappy, headaches, COVID, no matter how busy I was that day, I made sure I had enough time to get out there and put in at least the 15 minutes to run. And there's been even a few episodes that I had to cut the episodes really short and crappy and really bad, just kind of a check-in, just because I was just out of it that day, didn't have enough time, and just wasn't a perfect. Again, I guess I didn't deliver even on that as perfect as I would like to, but I still delivered. I still got something in to continue this journey, and it's something I'm proud of, because again, for a long time I never really delivered. I never could figure out a way to deliver. I really got discouraged a lot when any adversary, anytime any conflict or anything kind of popped up. And truly being able to push through this year, any of the problems and any of the things that kind of stood in my way, and to get around the obstacles that really tried to block me from accomplishing the thing I set out to do this year. And just very grateful and thankful to be able to continue to deliver, and to get even this far along. It's truly amazing, and grateful for every single day. So just wanted to talk about that and touch on that for today. Day 358, deliver, today's theme for today's episode. Just really going out there and trying to deliver on the things that I set for myself, because truly that is the person that is really holding ourselves back is our own selves. So once you're able to really deliver on those things and be able to push through and persevere in those hard moments, feels great. And again, this is something that needs to be done on a daily basis. Isn't me saying that I've delivered and I'm perfect. This is something I have to continuously do. Something I realize that I'm going to have to work on for the rest of my life, is to deliver and to follow through and to really provide. So that being the episode for the day today, your daily discipline is going to be the same. It's going to be to deliver, to really realize that kind of brain farted there. Sorry, guys. Your daily discipline is to deliver. It is to deliver on those things that you've set for yourself, because a lot of us, again, I think a lot of us kind of get discouraged, and we don't follow through with a lot of the things that we've set for ourselves. So your daily discipline is to start delivering on some of those things, and to really follow through with the thing that you need to get in your life. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for following along and listening to the Defining Discipline podcast, episode 358, day 358. If you guys can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, and a share on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever other podcast streaming platform you've been following along in listening on. Other than that, get your daily discipline done, and which again is to start delivering on those promises that you've made yourself. And other than that, stay disciplined. Get your donations in for December's 100-mile challenge for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Share it as well. And until tomorrow, day 359, stay disciplined and peace out. See you guys.